Hansen just arrived in Queenstown after a long 2.5 hour double flight from Auckland in our little suite. So let me show you around. This is our front door with fire instructions, lovely bathroom, toilet for Linda to do number 1s and 2s, lovely shower, not so exciting. A little kitchen for us to cook in and a microwave for Miss Hansen. We even have a washing machine for when we get dirty, playing in the mud. A couple of sitters for our TV and video. And some nice closet space and an ironing board. Lovely big bed. Look at that. Just what you need on a honeymoon. But best of all, we have Miss Hansen here. And it's your last day as Miss Hansen, isn't it?
Yes.
But what are you looking at?
Oh, beautiful lake.
She is
Mountains.
looking, yes. This is Queenstown. Walter Peak over there. Lovely, bit of snow on the Remarkables. That's the Remarkable mountain range. Just behind the yellow truck is Queenstown, which we can't see. It's round the corner. You can see the houses there. Any complaints?
Not at all.
What are we going to do now?
We're going to go to the pool.
Are we?
Yeah.
Get brown for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, within one day. No, we're going to relax.
Yeah.
Go for a swim?
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Together.
Together.
Good morning. Bit of low-lying cloud, which is hopefully going to disappear.
Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning.
What day is it today?
Wednesday,
And?
4th December.
Come on, Ian.
E-day Evors, Bryllups-day.
That's
Hoorah,
right.
hoorah, hoorah.
Who's getting married today?
Some good little boys and girls.
That's right.
Yeah,
Are you excited?
very excited.
Are you nervous?
I'm a little bit nervous.
Oh. Yeah?
Just want to get to the chapel on time, or the local courthouse. And then we're going to go, we've got to find 2 people to be our witnesses of the street. And then we're going to go up and go up on a hill up here, I hope.
So, after the court, what are we going to do?
And the hill is just over here. It's called Deer Park Heights. You
Can't see it now.
It's a wall. And yeah, I think it's about 900 meters or something. We'll see. I don't know how to get there exactly, but we'll find. It's some sort of farm. And I guess it's going to overlook the lake and over here. And then we're going to do our funny little ceremony.
Our what?
Oh, we don't know what we're doing yet, do we?
It is precious and loving and full of loose and curly. It's not funny.
Yeah. And give each other the rings.
Yeah. Are you excited to see what's inside your ring?
Yes.
Yeah? Have any idea?
12 letters.
Saying,
No idea.
good one.
What about you?
No, I don't have any idea.
No?
No? What's in my ring? No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And so are you nervous?
Not yet. Well, I'm most nervous about my hair, what to do with my hair. Got to put flowers in my hair, and
Yeah.
don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
But I'll find out.
Don't worry about it too much.
Because I want to be gorgeous for my scarf.
You're always gorgeous for your scarter. Don't worry about it too much.
No, I'm not getting nervous yet. I might. I probably will, actually.
Yeah.
But now, no, I'm just so happy because I just had the most wonderful breakfast.
As long as breakfast has pancakes and butter and honey,
And honey, and juice, and fruit.
you're
eggs,
happy.
Tomatoes, and nothing can beat me.
Yeah. We'll go for a swim afterwards, huh?
Yeah. Or the spa pool.
Hey!
Hey, we have a lovely spa pool.
Yeah, good idea.
Nice and warm.
With our sparkling grape juice.
Grape juice. Let's call it champagne just
Okay.
today.
Our grape champagne.
Yeah.
So this was the spot where we had our little ceremony. We didn't film it all because we just took photos instead. No need to video everything in your life. Down here is Queenstown and the rain's just coming. We've had a beautiful day. We've just left and just now some rain is starting to come across Queenstown. You can see it over there. But this is Deer Park Heights, Lake Wakatipu, and it has been just a glorious day. Absolutely beautiful. And we've had lunch and given our rings and had a speech and a few tears and a couple of kisses. It's been wonderful. Looking at this from another angle, for those that have never been here. This is Queenstown down there on Lake Wakatipu, and the lake continues in here to form a river. This is Frankton. It goes up the valley, shot over river, up to Arrowtown in the back, over by the hills.
Her er to af vores nye venner, som vi har mødt her på vores bryllupsdag på bjerget. Hej ven, det er Gustav. Gustav kan godt lide græs. Og det deroppe, det er Walter, og han er lidt sky. Det er ikke fordi han vil skide så stykke, men han er bare lidt genert. Hej med jer, drenge. Nu er vi kommet lidt længere ned ad bjerget. Smukt udsigt der er her. Og der er vi Queenstown, og vores hotel ligger et eller andet sted derovre af. Det var Stødt. Og det er min mand, der sidder derinde. Hej skat.
Hej skat.
Vores lille dyt, vi kører rundt i. Did you have a nice day, honey?
Had a great day.
Oh, that's good.
I got a gold ring
You did too.
and a married bow.
Congratulations with your wedding.
Tak skal du have. Linda has a new friend. I think we're being eaten.
Rubbing the bum of the car.
We're being eaten by some donkeys. Attacked.
Here's a little one.
Revenge of the donkey.
Look at that.
And the sheep won't save us either. Meh.
You need to go.
Good evening all. We don't have any food, I'm sorry. We ate it all at our wedding. What do you have to say for yourself? Nice and warm?
It's cold.
Is it cold? You want to go for a swim?
Nice.
That's our little mountain where we had our little ceremony.
Her er min mand.
Det er mig.
Det er dig. Prøv at se, om du kan slå smut igen.
What?
Slå smut.
Smut? There's no smut here.
Ja, smut. Smut på vandet. I couldn't see it.
It's too fast.
Oh yeah. Look at these beautiful mountains. Isn't that gorgeous? And here's Mr. Williams doing his boy things, throwing stones in the water.
Testosterone. Boys just can't help doing this by a lake, right?
Okay, that's what it is. So you're just being a man now?
Yeah.
Hey, show me your hand. The other one. Oh, look at that! And I've got one looking the same. Look at that. Skarter får så en lille gyngetur. Gyngang igen.
Hey, what do you think of my fancy new shoes?
Yeah, look at that. Isn't that a nice pair of shoes? Look at
All the way to New
that.
Zealand to buy Danish shoes.
Yeah, echo shoes. Woohoo! And the rest is also quite nice, isn't it?
Fancy.
Yeah. Do you wish Lucas was here to push you?
Yeah.
Like you, like you pushed him
Gungang.
through a whole week in Langeland?
It's a bit hot for a big fire. Lovely trout from Lake Wakatipu. And a tired skarter. Getting warm by the candles.
By the candles. Very full after a nice lobster dinner.
Yeah. You're a spoiled thing, aren't you?
Very. And here is Ian, keeping fit even on his honeymoon. Let's see how he's doing. How are you doing, honey?
Good.
Oh, look at that. Big strong husband.
Is that nice, Kat?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Just been working out hard in the gym.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now I deserve a little rest here.
Yeah.
In the hot sun.
Yep. And how was little Scat? Doing his little kicks,
Oh yeah.
Taibo kicks,
Yes.
yeah, stretches,
Arms and legs.
utero stretches.
Rolling around.
Mm.
And here is Skarter taking a rest in the pool.
This is my favourite thing to do.
Ah, yeah.
Sit in a spa after the gym.
Is it nice and warm?
Yeah. Oh, it's not too hot. That means you can stay in longer. Okay. And Scarter and I, we're going to go and have a little cruise on the TSS Earnslaw, very old steamer, leaving Queenstown and all the Japanese tourists. Room. Then put the coal in the boiler. The wife.
Hello there.
Coal turns the water into steam. Coal's passed out the smoke box and exhausted. Goes into a high pressure cylinder, intermediate and low pressure. Pistons which make the crankshaft turn and make the propeller go round. Steam is condensed back into water. Ordering a beer and double whiskey.
Now, just before we start our commentary, folks, a very short safety briefing. Unlikely events of urgency. Carry life-saving equipment on board the vessel.
That's our hotel there. You can hear me over the wind.
Smoking is prohibited.
Sheep and cars and people all getting off the boat to Nicholas Station.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Is it a nice trip?
What's that?
Is it a nice trip? Boat trip?
Yeah, it's nice, huh?
Yeah. Beautiful. Look at that.
It's our little wedding hill there. And behind the that Deer Park Heights is, as we've seen, the Remarkables where we go skiing. That's the Remarkable mountain range there. Going behind this, which we've seen many times, I know that this is called Cecil Peak. And the one back there is called Walter Peak. Fell, and I think we're up there. We can see the flowers in our room, but it's a bit shaky. It's our little balcony. Whoops, a bit shaky. Are you scared?
Not yet. Maybe I will be.
We're going up there on that little gondola.
Woohoo! That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Getting there. I has just done a bungee, which we'll see a bit clearer. Look at that. We'll see a bit clearer from up there. And he's pulling them up. Linda's about to do that. A panorama shot. See the Remarkables up there. And, here is our little wedding spot, just on that side of the hill. Deer Park Heights. You see Queenstown. Some crazy guys doing a bungee. There's our little hotel. This is the lead. Oh, some poor girl has paid her money and putting the harness on. Getting last instructions before she jumps from there. Right. She's been waiting for about 5 minutes, having second thoughts. Getting psyched up. Expect a scream.
Oh my god, I'm getting worried for her.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's walking step by step. Oops. Good luck, girl. One last bowel movement. Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, taking a run up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to.
Go, girl.
Yes, he's doing it. Woo! Oh my goodness. He's a good screamer.
Good girl. We are on our wedding reception day. The view from the window behind where I'll be sitting. Auckland, Auckland City down there. And some of the boys and girls have already arrived. Linda and Ian. New Zealand. The Kuskning. Taluga, congratulations. Made by Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell, Mum and Dad. All ready to go. Getting hot already. Hot already, Paul.
Yeah, it's a bit warm. Yeah.
Svefar. Skada girl. Skada Fafa.
Alright. Yeah, righto.
Just testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Got my remote control for the day. So I can do it from here. Start, stop. Okay, I have to do my speech now. So I have to get it over and done with. As many of you haven't met Linda today, and you're meeting her today for the first time, I thought for my 25-minute spiel, I'd just talk about the story of Linda and Ian, and how it came to be that you're all sitting there, I'm standing here, and her and the bump sitting there. Well, you know about that.
Yeah, Terry knows. Terry's been there.
He knows. Yeah, that's right. Not that I like to stand up and talk about myself, but I guess when do you do it except the day you celebrate going up a mountain and getting married 2 weeks before, you know, so it all, and it's a true story, what I'm about to say. It all started 1.5 years ago when I was sitting in my room all alone in Denmark. That's how I felt. And I was wondering what can I do with my time. And to me, Denmark or Scandinavia was famous for 3 things, and that's schnapps, salmon, and Scandinavian girls. And I'd already tried the schnapps and the salmon, and they were excellent. So I thought it's about time I became a bit more social. And so I started talking to the universe, as you do when you're all alone in a room in Scandinavia, and I said, universe, I need a woman. And I don't have to tell you guys, I'm sure, that when you make such a cosmic request, you have to be very clear. So it was a fine statement to say, I need a woman, but what sort of woman did I want? So I sat there for 1.5 hours or so, and I actually made a list of this woman. And I said, I'm going to order this woman and create this woman in my life. So this is a very serious endeavor, as you can imagine. So I didn't take it lightly. So at the top of my list was lingerie model, works with handicapped children, as an international lawyer for UNICEF, Danish gymnastic champion, 1999, has her own successful e-business, does a stand-up comedy routine on a Friday night, but most of all just loves to cook and clean. So I had this list, but it felt a little bit hollow. And I couldn't figure it out, and I said, well, this woman sounds pretty good, but why doesn't it just sound right? And it's then that I had a little bit of an epiphany. That's a revelation. A startling revelation. And I realized that it wasn't the woman that needed creating. It was me that needed a little bit of recreation. And I realized that the kind of relationship that would make me happy had more to do with me and less to do with her. And I realized in that moment, I think that will end up being quite pivotal in my life, that I'd only be happy in a relationship where I was giving 100% of myself, where I wanted to be in it completely, and that I was open and not holding back, and giving as much as receiving. And I realized that a relationship where I was only in it for about 50% of my energy would just be like suffering. It would be a waste of my time and the poor scan girls' time as well. So I said to the cosmos, okay, I had 4 things on my list. Simplified it. I said, okay, universe, I want, number 1, send me a girl who allows me to give 100% of myself into the relationship. Number 2, make her more spiritual than I was, because I wanted to learn something. Number 3, make her come to me. I couldn't be bothered. I said, you bring her to me and make it obvious. And number 3, I said, I don't want to settle for anything less. Either don't waste my time. If you want to waste this gorgeous hunk of meat fish, I said, go ahead. I don't care. But either bring me the love of my life now or nothing at all. That's what I said. And that felt good. That wasn't so hollow. And the woman I was staying with, Nisbet, the company, I was in a room there. I was renting a room off this lady the company had organised. And she was a very spiritual woman. She was into her clairvoyancy and her tarot cards and these sort of things. And she had shown me how to do the tarot cards a week before. And I'd never done it. But I went into her room and picked up her tarot cards. I said, okay, universe, one more thing. You know, you're pretty big and strong, I figured out. I said, I'm made up of you, the cards are made up of you, so maybe you could talk to yourself, i.e. me, through these cards, which are also you, if you wanted to, I don't know. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll fan the cards, I'll take one card, and you tell me, should I expect now unbridled happiness for the rest of my life with the woman of my dreams, or watching TV dinners and reruns of Neighbours or whatever? So, and Linda's never heard this, but I fanned the cards, and picked one, and I turned it over, and it was a princess. And I was just so relieved it wasn't a prince. And this is what it said, and it turns out to be quite accurate. The swollen abdomen of the Princess of Discs is evidence of her pregnant state. This is the third card of motherhood in the tarot. In a figurative sense, the Princess of Discs, also the mother of a new identity, idea, or a new concept. On her head, the princess bears the horns of a ram, which characterize the advance into unknown territory. Her hair has been plaited into long, thick braids. The braids symbolize the intertwining of three beings, father, mother, child. This means bond as well as commitment. Later it says, the birth of the new has brought light down to earth. Cosmic idea impulses become visible to humans and permeate everything with their divine quality. And then it said the interpretation of that is, something new will enter your life, be prepared. And it said the assertion is to go around saying, I think it meant, I am now ready for the new beauty in my life. So I went around for a week saying, I am now ready for the new beauty in my life. I am now ready. The new beauty in my life, I am now ready for. I did that for about a week and then let it go. I just relaxed. I figured she was on her way. And the woman I was staying with, Lisbeth, she said there is this spiritual group of friends who get together once a year. And once a week, but they have a big festival in a hall in Copenhagen once a year. And I should go along. And, you know, all the books I read are usually about, well, they all are about this sort of thing, spirituality, meaning of life, religion, mythology, history, and physics. So, but more from it's an interest of mine, but more from a theoretical point of view. I'm not one, well, I was a bit nervous that we'd be dancing around naked around a holy pole, or in white robes singing Hare Krishna, Krishna, or 12-minute hugs and staring into each other's eyes. So I was a bit nervous, but I didn't know anyone in Copenhagen. So I went along anyway. So I opened the door there, and the first person I met was Linda. In hindsight now. And she looked very nice. She was all dressed up. She had flowers in her hair, like she does today, and she was in a big red dress, and she had glitter on her face, and a wand in her hand, and big angel wings on her back. And she was an angel. And it was her job to give people hugs at the front door, you see, because she had been given that job by the hugging committee. And also to help people register. So she helped me register, I got my hug, and was on my way, and we had a fabulous weekend. And during that weekend, some people said, well, there's a bigger spiritual festival up in Sweden, over 1,000 people, and they have teachers from all over the world coming and teaching different traditions, and also not just a theoretical, but practical stuff, and walking on fire, and singing and dancing, and it's just a fabulous week. So I decided I'd go up there, and I took a week off, and on my backpack had my tent, and I walk in there, and it's a beautiful place in Värmland in Sweden, above Karlstad. And it's by a lake with a big forest and a big clearing, and it's really beautiful in the summer there. And I went in there, the first person I met again was Linda. And she was at the door again, but this time no angel wings. She was in dark sunglasses, t-shirt and jeans, and she was also helping people register. And it was nice to see each other again. And we did a few days, halfway through this week, we ended up sitting by a fire together at night. And we were with a guy called Martin. And he's a very funny, half sweet, half Dane. And he was saying to me, Ian, it's 8 o'clock at night, big fire, people playing drums, singing guitars, as you do at spiritual festivals in Sweden. And Martin says, Ian, give Linda a hug, give her a hug. Come on, she looks cold. And I'm shy around women at the best of times, so I didn't want some guy telling me how to hug a girl, so I didn't want to. But in Swedish and in Danish, I didn't know it at the time, but he was telling Linda, he was saying, Linda, go for the Kiwi, he's your guy. That is your guy, you've got to go for this Kiwi guy. And we didn't bite, we were having a nice time, but after a while, I don't know if it was divine intervention or whatever, but Martin got very impatient. And he said, what did he say? For Satan, for you could come or something. Which means, for God's sake, once you hug together, and he pushes us into a hug. And, well, that's, I don't know what Martin's done in this life, but that was one of the best things he's ever done, because from our point of view, because we didn't be able to hug for about 3 hours. It was very cozy. And, yeah, it was just, not that our hugs are any better than your hugs, but it was just very nice, and the drums were playing, and the people were singing, and the sunset was setting over the forest. The sun goes down very late in the summer. And anyway, we managed to pull ourselves apart, because the next morning we had chanting at 6 o'clock and Tai Chi at 7, before the baby breakfast. And so we went our separate ways, and the next day, Linda, she wasn't feeling very well. She had some stomach cramps, and then she was, as women do, she had a bit of emotion flowing. Who was this guy, and what was that about that hug last night? It was quite nice. And, she'd been sort of hurt by a guy in her last relationship, and she didn't know if, it was a bit dramatic, as women could be. And she went and talked to Ralph the Wise Welshman. And Ralph the Wise Welshman evidently is a little bit of a clairvoyant, supposedly. He's a bit of a wanderer on this earth. And he says to Linda, tell you what you do. You go up to this guy, you tell him how you feel. You have nothing to lose. Tell him exactly how you feel. So I think after half an hour, he convinced Linda to do this. And so there I am, lying in the sun, enjoying myself. I'd just been to a lecture on consciousness and awareness and the form that is created from the formless. And there comes Linda, walking my son, and she comes up in her full feminine power, all her glory, and she, in a moment that changes our lives forever, she says, Ian, I'm attracted to you. I don't know what kind of attraction it is, but I'd like to find out. I think we should go talk about it. What do you think? Like this. So, what do I think? My first thought was, I love Scandinavia. And my second thought was, I'm definitely coming back here again. And anyway, to cut a long story short, we left that week, we got to know each other a little bit better and talked about it, and we realised something was happening, and we left that week together and with a commitment to see what was happening between us, and to at least give it we didn't know what was happening, but to give it 100% and find out what was going on. And after about 1 month, I realised that this was the woman I had asked for 12 weeks before, and that all my 4 requests had been met, that it was easy for me to give Linda 100% of myself. She was more spiritual than I was. Where's Angel Wings? She had come up to me, I didn't have to do anything, and that she was the love of my life. So, and it's been very wonderful ever since, and we've just had a wonderful relationship for a year and a half. And we've just gone deeper into our love, and thoroughly enjoying it. And I want to say one more thing, but in order to say this thing, I just have to explain something for 5 minutes. So I hope this doesn't sound like a lecture, but I just want to talk about openness and relationships. If you had won $6 million last night in Lotto, it'd be a great feeling, I think you could imagine. You'd be jumping around, you'd be hugging everyone, calling up the in-laws and popping champagne. This is what it feels to be opened, mentally, physically, and emotionally as a human body. And it's not Lotto that has opened you, it's an idea. And the idea is that life will be easy now. And when you don't realize the protection that you keep on yourself because life is quite difficult, as soon as you win Lotto, you release that. And that is what that feeling is. It's not because you've won Lotto, it's because you have allowed yourself to be truly open for a moment. And the idea is life will be easy. That's that great feeling. And you know it's an idea because Anders once did this to Mr. Mogwai. And on a boat, he saw his 6 numbers written down on his card. And so he was on a boat, and Mr. Nodwell says, Anders, call out the lotto numbers when they come out. So Anders had Mr. Nodwell's numbers there, 5, 12. Mr. Nodwell just circling them all off. And just as he got to the last one, he'd obviously realised he'd won lotto. He was really just about to open. And I think Anders noticed this and thought, well, I better tell him not. He said, no, just joking. And it's quite remarkable how quickly he closed, isn't it? He remained closed for the rest of the weekend, I think. But what I'm saying is he hadn't won lotto, but he opened because he thought life was going to be easy. Anyway, when you close down when bad things happen to you. So if your car gets stolen now, or your business is failed, or your lover leaves you. And as an aside to this aside, the great masters of the spiritual traditions, they teach that the closing down is actually the suffering. So if you make a decision to be open no matter what's happening, then you're not going to suffer at all. It's not the event, like losing your car, that causes suffering. It's your idea about it that causes suffering. This is actually one of the main teachings of the Buddha. Very hard to do. But relationships are designed to help in this opening and closing, to allow us to experience this. So when you fall in love, if you can remember, anyone here, it's a beautiful feeling, and it's a feeling of openness. And then after 3 months, maybe the honeymoon's over, you have a big fight and you close down. And you block off, and you hold it, and you start punishing your partner by being angry. But you're not being angry, you're actually holding back your love as a punishment. And if you notice you've closed, it's you who's suffering by closing. And then your partner will, sorry honey, it was my fault, and we'll try to open you again. And slowly you open back up and you're back into the relationship. Oh, a nice feeling. Now women love to be opened by love, especially through a partner or through unconditional love experience of a child. And there's nothing more attractive to a man than an open woman. And people like Madonna have made over $1 billion out of this, because when you're looking at someone like Madonna or a great artist, there's 50,000 people watching one person perform completely half naked, singing, dancing, could make fools of themselves. This is an openness that we're all attracted to and recognize. And the one thing that women desire most of all from a partner, as far as I understand it, I'm not the guru, but as far as I see it, is the one thing women all want from the guy sitting here is his presence. And when a man is present in a relationship, the woman will learn to trust him. And when she trusts him, she will open. And when she opens, the man will open. And then you go deeper into happiness and bliss. It's like winning the lottery. That's the feeling, because you've all been opened by your own effort in a relationship. And my whole purpose of saying that little lecture was just to say, back to Linda and Ian, is that I just wonder now that we're married that if we can have such a wonderful relationship now after 1.5 years, from the starting point of my decision to be present in a relationship, and that's what another one thing on my list for Mr. Universe. If we can have that now, how will it be after 50 years? If we can both keep up that same sort of intensity and effort. And, does it get to an end point where you say, well, we couldn't be more open, we couldn't be more happy, we couldn't be more blissful, we couldn't be more in love, we couldn't be deeper in this? And I don't know the answer to that question, but all I know is that I'm very excited that I get to try and find out now, and I'm very infinitely grateful that the person I get to try and find this out with is him. Thank you. Okay, as I'm the MC, I'll be away from the tennis, ring the bell again, and I think the mains are going to come out now, and then some other guys get to. Oh yeah, as a side, you've got some cameras on the table now. Just feel free to take some photos.
Secondly, there's not a lot of room on a 30-foot boat. Run away from somebody who thought they just won a lotto. It is critical to decide, to make that decision to be open. If only I could have convinced Bruce of that. Be present now. And Ian, there are no ifs. It is happy, you know. Open, happy, blissful. Anyway, back onto the small novel. I hope you're all comfortable and well stocked up, because this could take quite a while. Oh. Ian told me no more than 20 minutes, which is quite fitting, really. I've known Ian from a time when we both thought 20 years was a stretch only grown-ups could refer to in passing. No, 20 years. It was an unknown quantity, a huge span into an unknown future. Certainly not worth contemplating. That was over 20 years ago. So 20 minutes seems fitting. I don't think it's quite that long. I've got a huge repertoire of stories to regurgitate, rumours to confirm, memories to marvel over, and I've a few sentimental things to say as well. I'll save them for last. So first up, the Black Inch. The fabulous Mrs. R. Two stories I'm not going to share tonight. Good. I just wanted to see a few emotions course across Ian's face. Revenge at last for the time when he once seized my skull and shook it vigorously, while I was particularly hungover. When I eventually got around to asking him, why did you do that? He said, I just wanted to see how many emotions would pass over your face. So, yes. The following is not an attempt to dish the dirt. I dug, but I couldn't really find too much. That follows a lot of my memories of Ian growing up. Hopefully many of you will also be prompted into reminiscing on the good times so far. We met in Form 3 at St Ken's College, thrown into the same stream because we both had W as a surname. Fate has in mysterious ways. We played all sports, mainly tennis and handball. We swam, we ran around the bays, and we started table tennis after school. And that was the beginning of a very firm friendship. Many, many evenings were spent in Pioneer Street, practicing, eating, joking, and then travelling to the big event in Gills Ave.
Cost me a lot of money.
Thank you for the report. And we learned a lot about table tennis, and we met a lot of girls.
I didn't know about that.
Of course, with all the time I spent at the Williams household, it was only natural that Ian should visit us. I grew up on a farm next to native bush and an estuary and frequented them often. So Ian came over, there were cliff-top caves and stolen oranges. There was the big swim on Labour Day, that was still very, very cold. We swam across two estuaries, against the rip over to the crab fields and the cornfields. There were swings, flying foxes, machetes, axes, and there was a lap fight. Now, a lap is a short stick, whippy stick. And if you get mud of just the right consistency and mould it onto the end of the stick, you can fling it with alarming accuracy, fairly good distance. We discovered this from reading Wilbur Smith and tried it out for many, many years. Got covered in mud, the entire valley got covered in mud. And Ian loved it. I used to think he was a bit of a city kid, but I got over it. School was a series of laughing till it hurt and trying not to get caught out at experiences. We had some fantastic teachers and some very peculiar teachers. I got caned because Spencer Young had me. Bruce Larson got caned because he farted. And Ian got caned with a sports shoe and insisted on showing everybody the spotty bruise. Ian actually made one of the most startling discoveries of my early teenage years. He's doing one of his many impersonations. He said to me one afternoon, "Barn speaking." I was like, "What?" He said, "Barn speaking." I said, "Oh, what's that?" He said, "That's your dad answering the phone." I was absolutely stunned. I hadn't realised Dad had an accent. In the movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, there's one lad at school who's everyone's friend. That was Ian. He fit with everyone, he knew everyone, and knew something about all their interests. His general knowledge is astounding and incredibly frustrating if you're on the other side and trying to pursue. But school was the beginning of parties, girls, alcohol, and cars. The little orange Starlet was a classic car, the Williams family, the Ferrari of the Williams family. It's also the time when we each chose the first and last flask we'll probably ever drink. Mine was rum, and I think it was whiskey in Ian's case.
Ian has been known by many aliases over the years. This is a reflection of him blending to fit the situation, I'm sure. From Pudding, as in Mum's Little Pudding, through Mr. Perfect, Mr. P, Pickle Dink, Mr. D, Willis, Tomato, as in Mum's Little Tomato, Tom, thankfully abbreviated from Tom Tomato, and of course a brief spell as Hedgehog, after an incident with a bear in Belinda's Hedge. During most of this time I stuck to Eskimo, no doubt named after the very popular iceman at the time, Bjorn Borg, a strapping young Swedish tennis player. School was the beginning of a friendship where we discussed many things at length. We put the world to right even back then. We went on to study at Massey and formed some very firm friendships there, many of whom are in this room right now. Ian introduced me to my wife in the first year of university. I didn't know it at the time, none of us did. Still, he was the link, and I had a lot to thank him for. He introduced me to a few other things as well, and taught me to play the drums, something I can't thank him enough for, and I'm sure my mother still hasn't forgiven it. In our second year, we flattered with 5 guys. It was our best rendition of that immortal American classic, Animal House. Lots of beer, an in-house band, we're all long-haired louts, 5 guys, and not a lot of cleaning. This was the year our course had 10 exams in 10 weeks, and we celebrated the end of every exam with a tequila party. That came to mean that each of us would down half a bottle of tequila before the guest arrived, and then we'd sort of see what form the night would take from there on. Generally, it ended up in drinking games, a lot of hilarity, and Ian trying to convince me that throwing up was a good idea. I always had my best intentions at heart. Across the road from us was a flat with a land named Dinner. And beyond that was a retirement village, which we nicknamed Toy Town. Because when you've drunk that much tequila, there's nothing quite as obvious to do as to take your bikes and ride through Toy Town and play softball or football on the fields behind. I'm sure that's something the residents thank us for. Later in our third year, we flatted together again, and I remember trying to do the same thing before a pub visit. Ian and I had a bottle of tequila, decided, no, we're going to knock it off. So we put it down, and Ian took the first sip, and his face kind of did thing, and looked at him, we used to drink this all the time, what's the problem? So I tried, and then the same thing happened. And we ended up finishing a bottle of tequila like this. And afterwards we ran to the pub, philosophising along the way that our ancestors would have run everywhere, so it makes sense for us to run. And well, we were late as well. University was a lot of hard work, and while we spent a lot of time studying, a good part of this was inventing ways to procrastinate. We had an indoor basketball court, the drum court kit, and a Nerf ball with which we played hacky for no more than 1 hour to relieve the tension of SWAT. The study was a new experience for both of us, and we helped each other out with mnemonics to remember some incredibly inane and useless information. F-man, first for Zook, C, a beer, no, a cup, no, a kua, was a classic. It details many steps in a process that has something to do with alcohol. I'm not sure exactly what that was, but I think Ian will be able to conjure up a tiny brain cell that can tell you exactly what it means.
No, it was the transfer of oxygen and the blood with iron.
Thank God he knew that.
Right, yes, one tiny little brain cell is one of Ian's classic little sayings, and he's trying to recall that bit of information that's got him to the tank. Frustratingly, it works most of the time, and for the most ridiculous and unheard of little snippets of information. Case in point. I swear Ian reads Trivial Pursuit cards in his spare time. How many technology students know the 3 key players in the Camp David peace process back in whenever it was? I flipped the card over and read them out. I couldn't even spell the names. I laughed. Ian knew them all. How many people know President Nixon's middle name?
I do. Millhouse.
Unfortunately, Paul was on my team at the time and he didn't know it then. But Ian did. Laughing uncontrollably at inopportune times, featured largely all the way through college and also in the quiet zones in the library. We actually made a pact to go back to the library when we didn't have any study to do, because we were sure they put something in the air conditioning to make you laugh that much.
To make you sleep.
Yeah. We travelled to the States on one holiday during university with James. We bought a car, which was the classic town and country Brady Bunch wagon, wooden panels, the works. We slept in it for about 3 weeks, eating a loaf of sourdough, a rotisserie chicken, and a 6-pack of Coke. That was the nightly ordeal. We graduated from that to live in a garage, eat rice with tomato sauce, and work on the mountain. But every time we drove anywhere, Ian made up a tape. And the first song on the tape, which played every time we were in the car, was Led Zeppelin's Whole Lotta Love. When I hear that song now, I still think of driving through the snow at night with my head out the window because the windscreen wipers didn't work. And because if you sat in the car with a snowstorm, it looked like the Millennium Falcon going into hyperspace. Great memory. Everywhere throughout my memories of Ian is laughter. From the raucous to the uncontrollable to the quiet mirth of discovery. Always this happens. After uni, we went on to work, more parties, more infrequent catch-ups, and then on to travel the world. We visited Ian in Toki in his travels around the world. We went to music festivals, discussed the world, drank beer and caught trout by hand, well, almost by hand. We drank more of the local beer and lay in the sun discussing and putting the world to rights. That's what we do. While overseas, we met up several times. Ian met Nadine's husband, Todd, before we did, and got horribly ill. Labelled him as a beer and vodka monster, and after failing to turn up to a French rendezvous, I got quite concerned. Todd represented New Zealand in rugby, and he was a Kiwi that could drink. Ian under the table. I lived in fear of Todd for about 3 months. And I'm finally meeting up with him those few months later. Kerry drank him under the table. So my opinions of Ian's prowess went down a little, and my estimations of my wife went up yet another notch. We caught up in London and Amsterdam, and I have memories of laughing so much at her. I had a heading here when I was putting this together, serious memories, to prompt me to write some down. I think it was Spike Milligan who said, there's not a shred of evidence to exist that life was ever meant to be taken seriously. And it's just as well, because there's very few solemn moments. Given our many deep and meaningful conversations about life at the university today, it was only natural they would ask Ian to be the godfather of our firstborn. Verity, a job he takes very seriously. He is most definitely one of her very firm friends. She's 3. He is a wise old man. Taking a year off to catch up with his brother, sort out his health, and read thousands of dollars worth of books, Calvin Hobbes and Quick, was a fantastic and significant pivotal point in his life. The first week, I think Ian turned up for a meal at ours, which became quite a regular affair throughout the year. We had about 2 dozen Heinekens, 5 rounds of camembert cheese, fresh from microwave, some wine, and we promised to do it again. Later research was to confirm our suspicions that none of this fits very well with general health and fitness or spiritual well-being. They say, though, to appreciate one end of the spectrum, you have to sample the other. He made a huge difference to many people's lives that year, and he still does. I still dine out on the story of my great mate, who incidentally brewed the best beer in the world, who took a year off to sort out life, and did. He is a wise old man. Just ask him. Ian is that quietly confident, non-assuming wise man. He is hugely successful in maintaining a calm approach and an open view. He's hugely successful in his career. In fact, in everything he does. He's generous, warm-hearted, a talented musician, a photographer, a talented sportsman. He's fantastic with kids, and adults too, actually. He's warm and fun and always open to discussion. He has a laugh. He makes me laugh about life, at myself, and at anything we happen to be talking about. He is a talker, full of wonderful ideas and fantastic theories, and lately some very sage words. He's taught me a lot so far, and I intend to keep learning for a while yet. Ian wrote me this in an email conversation we had several years ago. I actually sent him a quote And Ian sent this back. When you leave this earth and return to the relevant spirit level for your developing soul, you will not be asked how much money you made, how many people worked for you, how much physics you understood, nor how many cars you had, but rather you will discuss how creative you were, what you chose to create, and how much love you had in your heart. You will question how much you learned about love this time around and how you chose to express it. And the more you remember this thing that is forgotten, the more you become involved in this line of work, the more you will begin to recognise that even the smallest act of love is significant. I'd like to be there when the souls are discussing Ian's life because it's full of love. And I'm looking forward to the things these two will create together because there is so much love there. To me, love's a bit like riding a bike. You can't learn it in a book. It's an experience you have to experience to know. So love is indescribable. Love is now. Love is always. Live, love, laugh and be happy. Simple, really. I know Ian, and I knew it had some beautiful words to say on that.